everybody, so I thought I would sit down and do I'd say quick, but it's probably not going to be that quick a video, all about my breastfeeding struggles, because I have had a bit of a rough ride when it comes to breastfeeding. This has been quite a requested video. Every time I've posted anything about breastfeeding on social media or mentioned it in any of my videos, I've had quite a lot of people get in touch about it. So I thought finally sit down and film my experience, just in the hope that it'll help someone and it'll make somebody feel less alone, because my God, it is hard. So backstory, when I had Isla, I tried to breastfeed her and it didn't happen. I don't think I had enough support. I was a first time mum, obviously. I wasn't very confident with anything to do with being a mum. So I think it all went very wrong, and my milk didn't come in properly. And I just didn't have a clue what I was doing, and it was really painful. So I gave up after about, just a few days, to be honest, a week max. And yeah, it was horrible, really horrible. So this time around, I was determined to really give it a go and just see what happens. But before I had Lachlan, I was a bit like, oh, well, if it goes wrong again, it doesn't really matter. Formula's fine. And I'd like to say that from the start, I am pro feeding. Fed is best. Formula, breast milk, whatever it works for your baby is the best. Don't ever feel guilty about not breastfeeding and formula feeding, because there is just no need whatsoever. So I thought I'd just say that very quickly. But I was quite surprised after I had Lachlan how determined I then became to breastfeed, and it was almost like a competitiveness within myself, because my mum was like, why are you doing this? Why are you still going? Just sort of back off and see whether you actually want to do it or not. And for some reason there was just something in me that just really wanted to try. So I planned in advance to stay in hospital postnatally after I had him, just to get feeding established. That was the plan. I ended up staying in for 4 or 5 days, and didn't get feeding established at all. He wouldn't wake up, he was really sleepy, he wouldn't latch, he wasn't interested in me at all. We had to syringe feed him, cup feed him. I had to hand express colostrum, which was horrendous, especially when your milk comes in. Oh, it's so painful. We had to top him up with formula in hospital, and it didn't go very well from the get-go, to be honest. And he had a really small mouth. He has a little bird mouth, teeny tiny. And also found out later on down the line, his whole jaw was really misaligned, and his gums were squint like this, which again contributed to him just not latching. So I came home from hospital determined to keep going. I expressed every 3 hours for 3 weeks, which was horrible, really horrible, really hard going. It's horrible to have to set your alarm to get up in the night to express, like not even feed your baby, so you have to express and then feed your baby. So it's added time. It's not just feeding, it's not just bottle feeding, it's the worst of both worlds. And you're obviously sterilizing, you're sitting on a pump, you're getting all the pain you get with breastfeeding anyway, but not actually being able to breastfeed your baby. Yeah, those 3 weeks were really tough. I did start pumping in the hospital. They showed me what to do with an electric pump, because I didn't have a clue. At one point I was hand expressing, but that never worked for me personally. If it works for you, then great, but for me, I just couldn't do it at all. It's always been about the electric pump for me, and I've got a double one that I have, and I bought one of those bustier bra things that you can put the things on just to make life easier, because I was expressing so much and it was so relentless and it was taking over my life. I was just trying to do anything that made it easier. So I wanted my hands free while I was doing it, so I could at least be a little bit productive. So yeah, I expressed for 3 weeks and it was really hard. I saw a breastfeeding counsellor, which was horrible. It was not a NCT one, it was an NHS specific one, an infant feeding something or other, and she just made me feel really bad. Said that even though my daughter, who was formula fed, was running around the house, she told me that there's fish eyes in formula and stuff like that, and just some other things she said that I really didn't appreciate at all. And because I'm a second time mum and it's my own decision, I'm not being forced to breastfeed, I didn't need anyone being like that with me. It almost made me want to not bother trying anymore, just to spite her, which sounds ridiculous, but she really didn't help. The health visitors have been amazing. They've been so good. They're pro feeding, obviously pro breastfeeding as well, but they just want to do whatever's best for mum as well as babies. They were wonderful, trying to help me latch him, and he just wouldn't latch. He just really wouldn't latch. And I think I'd given it till we'd come up with a deadline, me and one of my health visitors, that one Wednesday that would be it, and I would decide what I was doing, whether I was going to go to combi feeding, kind of expressing and formula, or whether I was just going to give up completely and go to formula. And then on that Monday, I took Lachlan to the chiropractor, because it had been recommended a few times, like on my social media pages and stuff like that. And she said he was misaligned, his whole face was misaligned. So she was not surprised at all that he wasn't latching and couldn't feed. She said there was tension all up one side of his back, and obviously we had problems with his head when he was born anyway. So she gave me all this information, and she came up with a plan of what she wanted to do. So she did a lot of manipulation work on his jaw and his head and his back and just in general. And literally the next day he started latching. And I'm not saying that's a magic cure, and I'm not saying that 100% that's what did it, but literally it was as if she released some tension in him that needed to be released in order for him to start latching. And in the beginning I just didn't believe it. Like, he started latching and I was like, nah, he'll do it once and he won't do it again, because I think he'd maybe latched 3 times prior to that, but only for like 5-10 minutes or a few minutes at a time. So I was like, oh, he'll just do it and then he won't do it again, and I won't get my hopes up. But he just kept going and he kept latching, and yeah, it was weird. I mean, I'm now 7 weeks in? Yeah, 7 weeks in, and I still get the pain when he initially latches on, and then it's fine after a few seconds. And the whole let down thing, whatever you call it, I still get that pain a lot. Does that ever go away? It's horrible. And I still get engorged quite a lot, because obviously I think from expressing for 3 weeks and then going to him feeding, and he's been colicky and he has silent reflux, so his feeding's been all over the place. So my poor boobs are like, ah, not knowing what they're doing. So it'd be nice when that establishes a bit more. But yeah, he's been latching ever since, and I'm still shocked. I still can't believe I'm breastfeeding at all. Like, it's just mad. So now he feeds every sort of 2.5-3 hours, and then at night I give him 1 bottle of formula, my own choice, just to fill him up a bit more. I know people will say something about that, but that's my choice. So he feeds with me all day, and then at night his last feed around 11 o'clock is a bottle of formula, about 4 ounces, and then I express before I go to sleep. So I've been filling up my freezer with lots of milk for if I want to go out or if I have to leave him or anything like that. So yeah, all in all, it's kind of turned a corner, but I cannot express how awful the first few weeks are. Oh, and I also got mastitis. So I had mastitis when he was about 2 weeks old in my left side, and it was so sore. It was so sore. It was all lumpy and hard around here, and I had a big red sort of blotch underneath, and it was really hot and sore to touch, and I was barely being able to get any milk out of it expressing. So Lachlan had a neonatal appointment, and I went crying to the postnatal ward where I'd had him before, just saying that I couldn't do it anymore. And I think I cried to about 5 different people that day. And bless them, they recognised it was mastitis, told me to get to my GPs, and I ended up going on antibiotics for about a week, 2 weeks to clear it up. But I was hot and cold, I was shivery, I was fever. I don't get ill very often, and I felt like I had the worst flu. I could barely walk, I was so weak. It was awful. So again, mastitis, if you think you've got it, go to your GP and get antibiotics, because it won't clear up by itself. And I had to do a lot of massaging with a hot flannel, I found best, just sort of going like that, because I felt weird doing that. The shower didn't really help for me, it was more a hot flannel, and I just kept going and going to try and get the blockage out. So again, if you've got it, then try that. Yeah, that was horrendous. So if you're at the beginning of your breastfeeding journey and it is horrendous, then don't let anyone push you one way or the other. If you want to keep going, keep going. It will hopefully get better, and if it doesn't, then don't beat yourself up. You've done your best, you have done your utmost for your baby, and that's all that matters. If you move to formula, again, you're doing the best thing for your baby, so please don't ever feel guilty. I felt awful, and I was pushed to the brink many times emotionally, and I'm not an emotional person, but I'd say it almost pushes you sometimes towards postnatal depression, so don't let it affect you that much, please. And if you need someone to chat to, then get in touch with, I'll put my email address down below, or if you follow me on any social media channels, please feel free to get in touch. I do get a lot of messages, so I do try to get back to everyone as quickly as I can, but honestly, I'm happy to help. I've had a very rough ride, and I've come through, so you can too. But hopefully this has given you a bit more information, and yeah, that's about it really. I've kind of rambled on enough now, so yeah, there'll be quite a few breastfeeding posts going up on the blog as well, so keep an eye out for them. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye!